Feeling your heartbeat.
It's
Hey
just
guys,
dab.
welcome back
Okay.
to the second stream.
Yeah, welcome back. Hello everyone, welcome back. It is I Lou Love Stuff, joined by our wonderful Jordan.
Short KKSC over here, you guys. It's good to see you again.
But say something, Jordan.
I know, right?
Over here on the Eurovision Fam YouTube channel weekly stream. Thank you guys for joining us. And if you're here already, just go ahead and hit like so we can get boosted in the algorithm and have more people come into the stream. I promise you that's how that works. So yeah, thank you all for being here. It's a shorter week. There wasn't a lot of stuff happening in the world of Eurovision, unfortunately.
It's a calm before this December storm.
Yeah, that is a calm before the December storm. I mean, like, I guess we could have saved Montesong for this week because Montesong, the actual show, I think, is what, Wednesday? It's the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh.
So, we'll have some tunes to listen to before we dig into our turkey. If you live in the US.
Say hi, Rue.
Hi, Rue. Oh.
She's playing right now. But yeah, Montesong, we can definitely talk a little bit more about our favorites because we've had time to sit with them for a little bit. So it would be interesting to see how that's changed. Augusto, hello.
Hi. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's hop into, I guess, talking about stuff. So let's just kick it off with Luxembourg and then we'll go into Supernova and then just talk about why Norway changing things is a great idea.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go ahead and start. So Luxembourg, you want to go ahead and read? We've got our
seven artists. Yeah. So among these 7 acts, we have Laura Thorne, Ludzak, Mena, One Last Time, Rafaela, Rhythmic Soul Wave, and 0.5. I do want to mention that One Last Time and Rafaela are returning to the national selection after last year. If you remember, Rafaela had that song with Angie, I believe her name was, last year. Drop. And One Last Time, they had Devil in the Detail, that rock song with the eyeliner.
I mean, hey, you know what? I'm honestly surprised more people came back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small country, small population, so they're gonna have returning artists. I'm just surprised to see somebody back so soon. For the first year that we had the contest happen.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if they're gonna all be given different songs again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be real curious about that because I think that that's not a great idea. Like doing that to an artist, I'm like, hey, here's something that's nothing like what you usually do.
Mm-hmm.
So when people go look you up after the contest,
it's gonna have nothing to do with this, really.
Exactly. They're like, I wonder what's happening here. But I'm curious. Want to see what happens.
It's definitely much like TV show music. Like if you've heard the songs from the artists that I just mentioned, then you see that these are songs that are written more so for TV than for the greater discography of the artists. Mark says, my one hope is that they let these artists keep their own songs. Every artist felt disconnected from their songs last year. Fighter. But I think they might be able to improve that by just having better dialogue with the artists,
Yeah.
We'll see though, because I mean, you can't necessarily guarantee that a broadcaster is going to do that because they could renege on all the feedback. If you hear running, by the way, this kitten, she loves to sprint. She's a runner. She's a track star.
Oh, look at her. Yeah. So there's basically what's happening there with the Luxembourg Song Contest. Mm-hmm. Also, side note, because this also has to do with the way Malta does it. These national finals that are just like called whatever country song contest. Let's get creative. Let's come up with a name.
Like Luxembourg, y'all can come up with something pretty cute. Like you have LUX up in your name. You like something, just something at all.
Yeah.
Lux
Song sounds like it's expensive.
Lux Song sounds like not a national final, and that's what a national final should sound like. It should sound like its own separate thing, like San Remo, Melodi Festival, and that kind of a thing. It should have its own particular signature.
Yeah. And speaking of national finals that have names that don't sound like national finals, Supernova. Guys,
we're probably
I'm telling you,
all day.
This year is so stacked at Supernova. Like, just looking at the artists, I know we don't have the songs yet, but just looking at who we have as artists, we've got like people who've gone platinum in my house. Yeah, like that's what we're talking about here.
Over the years, all the favorites from Supernova who are like, oh, they're not going to win this year. We're seeing a ton of them this year.
Yeah, and then people who I wouldn't expect to see at Supernova. Like, just, okay, so gonna just run down the list. We've got 20 people to talk about, and then we're gonna go back through and we're gonna just talk about highlighting some of them here.
Yes.
So we've got Adelina with Electric Love, Chris Noah with Romance Isn't Dead, Citi Zēni with Ramtai, Amelia with Heartbeat, Greta with Monster, Juliana with Something in the Water, Justs with Fit Right. Wow, I cannot speak. Katrina Guapalo with Scarlet Changer, Cobra with Zelt, Bel Tempo and Legzina with The Water, Luca with Stronger, Markus Riva is back for the 10th time with a song called Bigger Than This. Then we have Marta with Lovable, Palu with Delusional, Ruta Duduma with Chemical, Synergia, that's it, Synergia with Baume of Light, Tatamaitas with Berman Laimi, Tapat with Sadyot, then the Ludwig with Ligo, and Tom Katarakus with Doma Yu Tunak. So yeah, we've got a lot of people. All right, so I'm feeling it right now because I'm going to just highlight a quick little comment right now from Peter, which is the variety is varietying. Yes, because even looking at the acts I know of before we get into like even snippets or anything like that, we're here for something. So yeah, just kind of like highlighting some people. So we do have returnees of winners, and those two are going to be Citi Zēni. We remember them from 2020.
2022.
And 2022, thank you. 2022 and Used from 2016. And it's like, well, Used was like the last time they qualified prior to this year with Duns. And I don't know about you, but Heartbeat is a banger. It's one I still thoroughly enjoy.
Heartbeat's a banger, and like Used, he's a fine man. He's fine. That's beside the point. It has nothing to do with it. Sorry.
He is very cute though. He's got like a very like nice little charm to him.
What I do want to highlight his song though, like, or at least his music. His music in general has kind of like this really heavy synthy electronic kind of push in a lot of his songs, and it does seem like, at least from like one of the snippets that I heard, I believe it was the snippet, it's still going to have that sound, that signature Used sound of just like there's going to be like heavy electronic pulses throughout, but it complements his artistic style so well. So that is what I'm really excited for.
Honestly, from the snippet, I think I'm going to like this better than Strangers, which was a song from 2023. I was really vibing with that one. It didn't qualify for a reason. So yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to that. Citi Zēni, remember Eat Your Salad. How could we forget? I'm curious to what this is going to be this time.
So if the snippet I heard was accurate, this is going to have that kind of like bumpy Eastern European like club vibe, underground club vibe, and that's very different than Eat Your Salad, because Eat Your Salad was kind of game show rock pop, if that makes sense.
I liked it. It was kind of like, it had a little bit of funk to it, like hanging out, funky. but like wedding singer funk.
But it was a vibe. It was completely a vibe.
I didn't hate it. Like a lot of people didn't like it. I mean, the opening line, I kind of get why people are like too, but
you got to see it for
ready
the whole
for this
project. You got to see it for the whole piece.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, wait, is it Peter Haddich says the new snippet sounded like a computer game.
I see why you say that.
Yeah. So do I. So just looking at some people who are returning who didn't necessarily win.
Mhm.
Katrina Gupalo. I don't know about you. I know you have a pet cat.
Mhm.
My poor cat has had to listen to her on repeat for what, 9 months now?
Yeah,
Nine,
since
10
last
months.
Supernova, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, real quick, I'm going back to a comment from Mark from earlier. I'd have to put Zēni through it too. I agree. I think they put on a good show. They're
They
very charismatic performers.
And in the arena, just when people were just
Oh, right, you
screaming
were
that
there.
last line, yeah, I was there watching them compete. When people were uh they noticed that they were performing and they knew that that line was coming up, the entire arena sang it. And if you don't know, if you're for some reason coming into the fandom in post 2022, just look up the lyrics of that song and understand why they couldn't sing that second part of the first line. It was interesting, but yeah, I do agree with Mark, and to the point that they should have been put through. But there's a lot of non-qualifiers in 2022 that I feel like were not deserved at all. It was
You
one
know
of the
what?
robbiest years. Rob,
I swear, I bring this up constantly, but LPS came dead last in that first semi. I'm telling you guys, if you like synthy music, look up their EP. That EP, they put out an album this year.
mhm,
Look up the album they put out this year. It is literally so good. Like, I'm telling you guys, that was a stack semi.
mhm.
Um, yeah. Oh gosh, no, because now Mark is bringing up another robbery. Because you mentioned Sudden Lights, and I want to just say I found out today that Sudden Lights is a song with Aminata 6 months ago, and like, because I was getting ready for stream, I was like, oh, because like I hadn't really like done anything. I was like, oh, look at them. I just like kind of typed in the names and was going through like to make notes for everybody, and with what's it called? Tatu Maitas, who's going to be competing this year at Supernova. I found out about them because it is a song with Aminata, I think in like 2019, that I loved. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, they're. I finally am gonna get to see them at Supernova. And then I was on Aminata's YouTube page listening to that song, and then I saw the song she did with Sudden Lights. It is so good. Like it is like Latvian music royalty. Like just and like Sudden Lights is a great band. That's another band of like the robbery there, and I keep listening to them, but like I don't check in with them as much as I do with other groups. But like, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to listen to like the stuff they put out because like I listened to 2 of their songs they released this year, and I'm like, why was I sleeping on this? So yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to some more Sudden Lights too. So
Mhm.
yeah, where are we at? Marcus Riva's back. Is the 10th try gonna be the lucky time?
What I love about Marcus Riva is it doesn't matter how similar his national final song will sound to his past songs. He's gonna keep pushing this because he has faith in himself.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I think that his drive and his like refusal to give up should be commended.
they should Sarah Alto him at some point. Like, come on,
I
he's been
mean,
wanting this for a while.
yeah, you can Sarah Alto him, but like if I'm looking at this list of people who signed up to compete, I'm sorry, Marcus.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna just give it to you. This is not was it RTVL? Is that the name of Slovenia's
RTO.
broadcaster?
I,
I'm not gonna like, UMK you and give you just, hey, let's go. When I've got the option to choose from some other people who are coming through. So
Because
yeah,
I
like
mean, like a lot of them are like Tatu Metas, for example. If you guys ever participated in like a Eurovision fan contest, they were huge in the fan contest market.
mm-hmm.
Just Eurovision fans in general, like how Tatu Metas had this extremely traditional, powerfully ethnic, and undoubtedly just naturey soulfulness about their music that people just wanted in Eurovision because you don't typically get that from the Baltics. Like you
Yeah.
don't get ethnic from the Baltics in Eurovision. That just doesn't happen. So this happening is it's kind of a full circle moment, I would say.
Yeah. And it's like one of those things where like it has that definite choral tradition.
Mhm.
And for the 2 years we had Eurovision Choir of the Year, Latvia was a force to be reckoned with
Mhm.
in that contest. And they have like a nice blend of like traditional and modern. And like we get a few of those from Ukraine each year now, it seems like,
Yeah.
where they go with a heavy traditional vocal there. So maybe Latvia's like, hey, these tend to be popular at Vidbeer. Why don't we have one of them for ourselves as well? And I am looking forward to hearing what the full song of that's going to be like.
Yeah, because their music is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so distinctly tribal, and it provides the essence of old world that you don't really get in modern production even nowadays.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like you're around the fire sometimes when you're listening to them and you're just
Yeah,
singing
and then
together. Yeah,
yeah,
that kind of vibe.
definitely. Yeah. Another returnee is the Ludwig. He came second in 2017.
He did.
Um,
Oh my gosh, I remember that. That was the Ludwig.
yeah.
It's
I'm sorry, Mark made me laugh. If you have told me that Supernova is Markus Riva's community service / jury duty, I wouldn't be shocked. I think it's like his annual, let me do something for the Latvian people.
Mhm.
Enter Supernova.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me about how like Eleni Ferreira every 2 years puts out like 3 gay summer songs and then disappears again. Like that's been
As
her
she should.
strategy. Yeah. Every 2 years just puts out like gay bops and then it's just like I'm making my commission now and then goes back off.
Okay, so you mentioned gay bops.
Yes.
You use that as a transition. So we have a song by Bel Tempo and Lexina competing. And I say, speaking of gay pop bops, because that seems to be Lexina's space that she hangs out in. She is queer and she makes music that does sound very like I listened to her backlog. I'm curious as to what this is gonna be like because she's coming from like more of like a electronic and hip hop influence. It sounds very much like what you'd expect to hear in a queer space music wise.
Yeah.
And she is in a queer music collective as well. But like Bel Tempo is like making really shoegazy, indie sounding stuff. They did do a song together before called Deep Blue Sea, and it's good. It's like it's good in a way that I wouldn't expect it to be because they both are maintaining like Bel Tempo is maintaining their shoegazy, deep gaze. I don't know what else to call it, kind of indie sound. But getting that like hip hop and kind of electrical. She's giving more like the hip hop rappy vocal with that. And it marries really well nicely. Like that was a good one. I'm gonna probably end up putting it on my like main playlist. And I can't wait to hear the full song based off what we got from the snippet from them.
And like it's healthy to abandon convention. Like it's healthy to blend polar different styles, even if it's not something that will be received well by the crowd. It just shows that there's always going to be a possibility creatively to come to the contest with something that could be unique. Luxembourg.
I mean, hey, we can't all be Latvia.
No, we can't all be Latvia, especially this year. And I do want to highlight another artist as well. So
okay, I have another one I wanted to talk about too. So who?
Synergia.
Yes.
So I'm forever recovering from the heartbreak that was Amoeba in Supernova 2018 getting third place. Southern Lights deserve that second place. Let me just say.
Let's just go back to Amoeba for a second. Latvia could have won Eurovision with that song.
Imagine if that went to Lisbon.
Imagine if Amoeba went to Lisbon.
Then it could have been Riga 2019. We did not go to Riga in 2019 because Latvia was feeling funny girl.
I'm sorry, I cannot stand Funny Girl, and I've never liked it, even from the first time I heard it. Like, there's no, the song built up so much tension, and there's never a release of that tension, and it just makes me feel really on edge, and I cannot stand that song.
Like, I can't stand it also because this isn't even talking to Laura Rizzotto's talent, because she has a very unique kind of caramely voice. It just was boring. The song itself was boring. It got to Eurovision. It left zero impact. Amoeba had tension in release. It had that moment of unfolding. I would say it's not just like a big burst of release. It was an unfolding of what was being folded up previously. And it would have been the only ballad of its kind in Eurovision. But We're seeing some because we're seeing some format of revenge, I guess you can call it, because in Synergia, which is a duet between two women, one of them, and I believe is the credited person to create the song, is Madara, the artist of Esamiba, and the artist who should have won Supernova 2018, in both of our opinion.
Yeah.
But
I feel very passionately about that.
I even like that's something that changed me fundamentally as just a person in general. But you can at least lean on the fact that if this composer was able to put that together, then at the very least we could expect some artistic merit to level with that after a couple of years of having developed her own sound. And especially in a duet, you have another person's sound to contend with. I'm really interested. I'm invested to see how that's eventually going to sound, because to be completely honest with you, I have not super liked all of the return entries from Madara since Esamiba.
Was that Mother?
Something like that. Yeah, it was she was with a band, I believe. Yeah, that song didn't quite hit for me that time around, but I still have an incredible amount of faith in the sound that she can put out, because that was it. Like that was a moment for me. Esamiba, I believe, is one of the most perfect songs of all time.
It was so good.
Mhm.
Another artist I kind of wanted to highlight real quick is Chris Noah.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like making indie music with kind of like a retro feel.
Mhm.
Like there were a couple of songs I listened to that kind of felt like, what if we had Bruce Springsteen but modern a little bit. So he's got some interesting stuff happening, and I really want to like know what that full song is going to sound like, because it's like I like an indie rock song. It's my wheelhouse. I was sharing with Jordan what I used to listen to in middle school after last stream. So yeah, like it's definitely kind of up my alley. But I swear, Supernova this year is stacked, like absolutely stacked.
I mean, even with names that like I am not all that familiar with, but I just heard like a snippet. Adelina Electric Love, for example. That, I mean, it gives national final. Like it's a national final type sounding song, but it also shows that like there's a modernity in Supernova that they can show modernity, they can show traditional. They don't skew heavily in one direction or the other, trying to be a certain thing. These are different artists coming with their own type of sound, Luxembourg, that altogether make it so that it feels competitive just based on the fact that you can't compare a lot of these acts. You just can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. It's like I love a good national final with a lot of variety. Melody Festival, and where we can kind of hear everything, and it's like not everything sounds the same. And the beginning that from Latvia, I'm very excited because there have been years that have been hard. I think maybe there might just be like a lot of more motivation, maybe, considering that they finally made it through, through to the final last year, and that was their win. So yeah. Let me just take a look here. Mark said something in the water stood out to me in the snippet.
Oh
I'm really looking forward to hearing these songs in full.
That was interesting. Like that snippet. Whoa.
Yeah, I said check out Deep Blue Sea by the two of them together. It's got a very interesting sound.
Deep Blue
So if you
Sea.
want something to hold you out until we get the full version of the song. And okay, so Mark also says, did you guys see that that Basil voted for the Eurovision funding motion today? So,
I did see that.
They got the money.
We should not be stressed about this.
I mean, I wasn't too stressed because I was like, what's going to happen? They're going to say no.
Okay, I wasn't stressed, but I was a little pressed.
Like, what are they going to do? Like, and then Basil's going to always have the reputation of like ruining the party for everybody.
I mean, like this is one of the most financially capable countries in the world.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Not until what? They didn't really take off economically until like the 60s.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, they really, I feel, have some big shoes to fill after Nemo's win, I guess I would say. Because by the time they won, like I had just kind of a feeling that the Swiss delegation knew that they were a contender to win, but they haven't really quite accepted the fact that, oh no, we are the winner. Nemo, they just won that thing, so now we got to host.
I mean, I think the Swiss delegation was hungry for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, to be fair, 2020, they were coming for that win still, I think.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
2021, like,
Réponds-moi and tout l'univers. Mm-hmm.
yeah, both of them are great songs, and it was obvious that the Swiss wanted to make this happen. And then
I'm gonna be honest with you all for a sec. I hated Répondez-moi because I just felt like it was Arcade 2.0, and I felt like no.
oh, how dare you insult Répondez-moi?
I'm sorry. That's how I felt at the
Arcade
time.
Wishes.
Okay, no, that's how I felt at the time. I don't feel that way now because I respect it more as a song now. But post Arcade, that was the doldrums. I'm sorry.
I mean, but like, and then they needed a couple of years to reset because I'm sorry, you can't go from like a third place to then win. You have to kind of take a step back and give it a breather. They did it for a couple of years and came through with something great.
Wow, wait. I remember what Switzerland sent in 22, which is kind of sad because I was there.
That wasn't that Bear? Was that Marius?
Yeah. Take my socks off on stage, Marius Bear.
That shit was weird.
And then Water Gun. See, you guys, this is the country that gave us both of those songs before the code. All right. Like, we were almost as surprised that they put this out as anybody else. But I mean, Nemo deserved the win. It was the most spectacular performance in Malmö. Duncan
wishes you tears.
TBF.
To be 100% fair and honest,
I mean,
and
like Duncan's like a radio pop singing like coming of age tween music now. Like, hey,
has he put anything else out? He's too old for that. I'm sorry. He's what, like 30?
I know he had like a couple Netflix deals. I know he was singing like some Netflix coming of age gay music like type stuff. If that's your bag, go ahead, chase your bag. I mean, a lot of Eurovision winners, they do go the radio route. I mean, look at Lena, for example. But the thing is, you need to be able to show diversity over time. You need to be able to show growth. And I have not heard that from, and this is disregarding his Eurovision entry. This is disregarding his win, and just how I felt about that. I'm honestly not quite seeing as much growth as I would have liked to see after about 6 years of making music. And I would even say that the other folks in the top 10 coming out of that year have been more committed to their own growth than he has, or at least a good number of them. Second place, definitely, I could say that's the case.
Okay, then we just go back to Répondez-moi into the universe. So Aria winning Sun. I prefer Répondez-moi to Tous les Univers. Okay.
I understand why that would be the case because it's a lot more stripped back and melodically stronger, I would say, than Tous l'Univers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Georgios never liked Répondez-moi. So there you go. Y'all can be on the same page there. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to just have a moment to talk smack about Arcade because I don't like that song. Mm-hmm. Aria winning Sun. Something always annoyed me is the metaphor Arcade is wrong. Addicted to losing game. It fits way more to a casino than Dave and Buster's. I don't know. Because, like, as an American, when I think of an arcade, I don't think of losing. I think of a casino too. So it's like an arcade the same thing as a casino in some places, maybe?
I would say it definitely is. I'm Filipino, and gambling is a huge problem in the Filipino community. Las Vegas has destroyed both sides of my family, and I'm not even exaggerating. It can kind of turn into a problem starting from the arcade going into the casino. But yeah, there was kind of like an empty inference of gambling in arcade lyrically. Like, it just felt like it was there to fill the lyric. It didn't really lean into the sense of loss from losing what you've gambled forward. But it made it rhyme, and that's what people voted for. Rotterdam it was.
Oh, gosh, it's just so big.
2 years of that song being the winner, by the way. 2 years.
And Mark over here is just like, I was all for Mahmoud and Hatari. Arcade is so beige. And
like I said, the development of the other acts in that year, the other top 10, you could listen to their music and say, this was your 2022 song, this was your 2021, and like type of art. They continue to develop themselves. He was never provided the same challenge because he was victorious and he got the deals. And sometimes when you get contracts, you don't necessarily need to be good. Oh, and Sebi too. Oh my gosh. Zala Gasper, by the way, still amazing. Like, I don't know if you
So
guys
good.
heard their stuff since then, like their song Origami. Oh gosh. Perfect.
Yeah, no,
Perfect. But I'm not
I
gonna talk
just
about that too much. It's 2019, that was a very unique year.
2019.
Eric Sade announcing the points.
I mean,
Please calm down, Rue. Ouch, that hurts.
I saw it coming.
Mhm.
Yeah, like no, I just
Hatari, you will forever be OG to me. By the way, you guys go ahead and check out my article about Icelandic music
even
from last year.
oh,
It caused a little bit of a spicy. No, it didn't cause any spice, but it definitely laid into how interesting the relationship Iceland had with other expats, I guess you could call them, from other countries.
well, my thing is like Iceland has a really good music scene. Like for such a small country,
Hmm.
they've got some solid musicians like coming out of that country.
Hmm.
And it's got a
Dagi
good
and
like
Atari were back-to-back years, same country.
oh no, I'm not even talking about stuff that goes to the national final, like Song Vikepnen. Nah, I'm talking about like just what's happening in the music. Like Iceland Airwaves, I was so tempted to go. I just got another job, so I didn't have money to go. I was so tempted to go though.
Hmm.
Like, it's just like, there's so many, like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, you guys, this is the country that gave us of Monsters and Men, Bjork, and Yonsei.
And right now, the biggest our act would be like what Lafe or Lavi. Lavi's probably the biggest
I don't know how to
Icelandic
pronounce.
act.
Yeah.
It's Lavi, I think.
Hmm.
I'm right.
But I
I
mean,
hope
they
I'm
stay
right.
fresh on the pop scene. Like they have
Yeah.
not put down the totem at all to try to keep it so that they sound modern and not dated as all hell. Even
Yeah.
Norway sounds more dated than them.
And like, yeah, like they've got good producers coming out of like, yeah, no, Iceland has some fresh stuff happening there.
Hmm.
Maybe one day we'll see that song Vikepnen. We don't know. And yes, Mark, I agree with you 100%. Iceland left me cold this year, to be fair, but she was right there.
Yes. Yeah.
They didn't feel like qualifying. They wanted to, fly back home sooner. Yeah, so that's Iceland. Oh, that's Iceland. We kind of talked about a lot of stuff there.
Silver Captain wasn't
Um,
even in our agenda, but here we are.
no, we kind of just went on a little tangent. Like I said, it was kind of a slow week. The other thing that's happened that we wanted to talk about was MGP. It's going to go back to a one-night show. Thank God. Thank you. I've needed this.
I mean, as much as I loved a big MGP with several heats,
Don't lie. Don't lie. Like, don't act like those heats were good.
I'm trying to delude myself, okay? I'm actively trying to delude myself live. Because I mean, we
Yeah.
did get a lot of gems out of the shows. We did get gems, but
again, you don't have to lie. My issue with here's my biggest issue I had with the heats. It's like, let me find, like, each heat has maybe one, maybe two good songs,
Mhm.
and the best song gets eliminated right off the bat.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like getting Gauta this year, shocking.
It's
Like,
shocking because Norway, how often are they going to be able to send a band their own language, something ethnic? And now it might never happen in the next like 5 years because they got last in the final. It's always a turnaround like that kind of makes me be like, oh wow, we're going back into average. We're going back into uninteresting-ish pop. If
yeah,
they sent something risky and it didn't pay and it was not paid forward.
MGP was so much filler, and there was always 4 fillers in the final. I'm looking right at you, Masterpiece, and I don't know, got cut off.
Masterpiece, that pissed me off. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. But higher love, like Melfest reject out the ass the whole time. I like a lot of the artists. I respect them. I like the fact that they tried, but how about a 10-song final is going to be good, so you need to submit a song that's good enough for a 10-song final.
Yeah, Mark says, I'm still nervous about MGP. It's the Kaino and Super Rob of it all.
So Super Rob, let's start with Super Rob between the two that you've mentioned. Erica Norwich, I found iconic toward the end of her attempt, but the song itself was grating. She wasn't quite able to sing it, and the topic at hand was just kind of gross to me. I mean, toward the end though, like I was kind of like, this is a little See You Next Tuesday. Like, I feel your vibe, Erica. I feel your vibe. Everything else surrounding you, though, I want better for you, and also a song that suits your voice, and also for you to get vocal training.
It's like, girl, it's a mess.
I'm not trying to spend all day throwing shade at Norway. I do that enough during the Eurovision season.
I mean, I would take Norway over Denmark most days.
That's not saying much.
Here's the thing. Norway used to be like my home base country.
Mm-hmm.
Like up until Kaino, really. Norway was kind of like my Eurovision go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Like always felt safe going, oh yeah, I'm gonna be, happy with this. And then we have Augusta Dominguez saying, I'm so 50-50 on Norway's MGP. They've always been so themselves. I mean, yeah, but like I think Norway does best at Eurovision when they are going through clinical depression. Like they've switched up the antidepressants they're taking, and like emotions aren't back to where they need to really be.
They're in the like lapsing stage where my brain is getting used to this new chemical after dropping this chemical.
Yeah.
I recently went through that this year after changing my medications. So I mean,
that's when Norway's at its best to me.
Silent
like
Storm.
Like when they're kind of hanging out in that space, or like what was that? Kill the Voice in my head. What was the name of that song?
Which one? Which one? I didn't hear that.
Oh my gosh, what year was that? I am just. It was the DJ with the mask, who I think smells like baby powder.
Joust.
Thank you. That was a good one. Icebreaker was great. Feed My Love, iconic.
I loved. Yes.
Norway was such a great host after she won.
A Monster Like Me. We don't even have to say. We don't even have to say anything. A Monster Like Me, baby.
Yeah.
Again, the depressed space. The depressed space is where, like, at least the Norwegian
darkness. Norwegians thrive in darkness.
Mm-hmm. Let's all get pale together.
Yeah. To quote of Montreal.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to see
hit
Kaino
song?
Back?
Huh?
Are we going to see Kaino back? Because we haven't really talked about Kaino.
I'm good. I don't need them back. Take a couple of years off, Kaino. My thing is, like, it's just like all their stuff sounds the same.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
I mean, Monument was the better song between that and Fallen Angel in 21. It was the better song.
It was the better song, but like, that's not saying much. My thing with Kaino is they always sound like I'm waiting for a ride at a theme park. And I don't want to listen to that outside of a theme park.
Yeah, it's like there's gum on the handrail. My feet are tired. Like that.
I've been waiting in this line for the last 3 hours just to take a roller coaster for like what, 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Then you get on the coaster and it like bumps your head around too much, and then you walk away with a migraine.
Oh man.
God. But
oh God, no. Someone brought back a terrible, terrible thought.
Basically, step 1, believe it and sing it all day long. Change no. You're right. No, but you're right. Like that was the moment where they're just like, you know what? We're going to Six Flags, baby, and we're gonna stay in Six Flags all season. Six Flags, by the way, you guys, is a theme park franchise in the United States. I'm not sure if you understand that, but
it's based in Texas, because Six Flags over Texas, because Texas was controlled by 6 different countries at one point or another.
Oh, I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's why it's called Six Flags.
I didn't know that either. And
yeah, the original theme park was like Texas history themed.
Oh, that makes sense. Because
Like there was a section about like the Texas Republic. There was a section for like France. There was a section for Spain. There was a section for like Mexico, and then a section for the U.S.
I live across the waterway from a Six Flags park. Discovery Kingdom is actually what it's called. And that place has just kind of like really leaned into the whole like Spider-Man, Superman, Marvel type superhero vibe.
It's DC Comics is what they have.
Sorry, yeah,
like,
DC Comics.
Yeah, because here there are Six Flags. It's like Batman, the Joker, Gotham City is a section there. Our Six Flags used to be a Australia theme park. Back when I was really little, it was all Australian themed.
Australian was like a thing though, like back in the day. Like Australian was like, ooh, that was like a vibe.
Yeah, like it was probably. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like I looked back at the comment and I was just reminded, like Peter, no, you're completely right, because it was after That's How You Write a Song that we got Kano. But the thing is, Kano actually hit the mark correctly in terms of theme park music. We did not understand that this would be a continuing trend. I would even count Ulrike's attention to be theme parky a little bit.
I would love to see her back. I love her vocal tone.
She is like she is so classically trained. You can hear it in the way that she delivers every single word, and she has the right personality to be a Eurovision act. Give it time, Ulrike, because like Honestly was also a really good song, but it was a little TV. It did give a little bit of like a TV vibe, but she can definitely come back. I want her to sing something like Places again. I don't know if you remember Places. When she was blonde.
Yeah.
Song. Oh my gosh. Ulrike, if you're listening to this, we need you back, girl.
I miss her. Okay, Augusta says the fact that we're not. Oh wait, I click? Yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry. It was allegedly Kano are not coming back to MGP ever again. Allegedly, I hope so. But they can come back solo. I'd be down for that, but like just as a group, I'm not feeling it anymore.
Because they're stagnating stylistically as a group.
Yeah.
Even if you listen to their songs outside of their competitions, songs like Black Leather and other stuff in their discography, it follows that same post-2019 vibe. And they need to go solo in order to develop.
If you ever want to get angry, listen to their cover of I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Oh, hell no. No, never again. That was one time.
Oh, no. Never again.
I respect the fact that they tried to make it in their style, but they need to understand that some things, just like, even if you work really hard at them, are not going to be received well. Sometimes it's not going to be good. And if you're not trying to sound different, then it's not going to sound good in cases like that. I stop shit talking Kano, Jordan. Like, I don't hate them that much. I want to express that I don't actually dislike them that much. I'm just disappointed over the fact that they have not developed their sound enough given this time.
Like, yeah, switch it up. You've got time. I feel like also, because their thing is they're very much in that niche of like making music for Eurovision fans.
Yeah.
And like the problem is a lot of Eurovision fans have a very narrow idea of like music. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we see that every year.
Yeah.
We have like there's just like a certain section of the fandom that like they like what they like, and anything outside of that wheelhouse of what they like is trash.
But it was the gateway drug moment to see them react after winning the televote in Tel Aviv. That was the gateway drug moment for them, because that was the second that they were like, we need to win this thing, and by win this thing, we need to win Eurovision.
Yeah.
You can keep trying to do that, guys. Don't get me wrong. You can keep trying to do that, but we need to see something different desperately. Okay.
Let's see here. The fact that we've been calling Norway title theme park nation is so crazy to me. I mean, hey.
I mean, like sometimes countries just have an archetype, especially if they have a certain thematic vibe that they've been going for a selection of years. Like, remember when Italy was like, men for decades?
Yeah. I mean, true.
Except Francesca with an onion, but that was an exception because she didn't actually win Sanremo.
And then, like these two kind of like next two comments I'm going to highlight are in the same sentiment. Are you winning Sunkino peaked when Alexandra did that song with Stella Mogny?
Stella,
You got,
by the way, I love you, Stella. Never stop, girl.
Great duet. And like Mark says, Alexandra just needs to ditch her gay best friend and Norwegian bouncer. She's great.
She is the star vocalist, is at least what their management team has produced for their songs. She is the lead vocalist. Yeah.
I also really like her vocal tone too. It's so like clear. It's like Alexandra needs to like just be living in musical theater.
She needs to sing a ballad. Like I want her to sing a ballad.
I would love this is gonna make me sound insane. I would love to see her take as Glinda. I think she could be an excellent Glinda.
What if she is on the Norwegian dub for Glinda? Potentially, is there a chance?
I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think she'd be really good in that role. I don't know if Norway has a musical theater scene. I don't know what's really happening with musical theater there.
I think they do. Yeah. Because
I
saw,
feel like
random. I'm interrupting, but like in 2005 or something, on YouTube I saw the Norwegian Oslo theater recreation of the musical Annie. So I heard that entire musical in Norwegian.
You know what? This is kind of random as well. On TikTok at one point, I kept getting videos from a furry convention in Malmo this year, and it was a gay furry redo of the Phantom of the Opera, and I was hooked. I was hooked, and I'm not gonna lie, that's the best thing that happened to Malmo all year. Like, just forget about Eurovision, baby.
I wonder what else happened in Malmo that year.
that was this year. That was 2024. Like, Eurovision, nah. Give me the gay furry Phantom of the Opera.
I mean, you'll find realer people there, I'm sure.
I mean,
you'll find more honest people.
I don't know what happened. All right. Georgios Papadopoulos, controversial Haba Haba was my winner in 2010.
2011.
No, 2011. I'm sorry, you're right. She was robbed. I had her in my top 5.
The qualifiers in 2011 also were criminal. Like 11 was a pitiful year in terms of the quality of the final, I would say.
I lost so many favorites in 2011 and in 2010. Those two were rough years for me for the semis. But
they really were.
Yeah. And you know what? We kind of just talked about everything we wanted to talk about this week. I'm going to just highlight the fact that Nanolo, yes, you are telling us one of the things we'll be talking about next year or next week. San Remo artists will be announced next Sunday. They said there'll be 24. There'll be more than 24, as previously said. And also, Duets Night won't count for the final results, so artists will be able to sing together.
Good, because I did not like how Duets Night influenced the final score. I did not like that because I just felt like it was forcing the artist to do something outside of like the realm of their own competitive ability and kind of randomize things. And I didn't like that as a feature to add to the point. So I'm glad that they took that away.
Yeah, but yeah, next week we will be talking about the artists we are going to be getting from San Remo. Have you been following San Remo Giovanni by any chance?
Oh my god, I haven't yet, but I saw some announcements. Maybe we could talk about that in a later stream too.
It's been going on. We can talk about the final
go in and listen. I want to hear because I love Giovanni. I just I've been out of the loop for a little bit.
Yeah, I've been busy with work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a look here because next week we'll get the San Remo artist. Mm-hmm. We'll have Who Won Montesong as well, and we'll see what else pops up.
Montesong is going to be so great, you guys. I can't. I hope it has, even with all of these artists, the same amount of budget as when they had the last time.
Yeah.
With D-Mall. So, I still hope they have $20 to share between all of them. D-Mall, by the way, they're not dead, you guys. They have been reincarnated this year.
God. You and D-Mall. I just like...
I mean, when it comes to 2019 and how goofy that entire year was for many reasons, they were kind of like a little cul-de-sac of fun. Never give up, y'all. Chase your dreams forever.
I'm done. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you enjoyed the stream, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll be back again next week at 1 p.m. Eastern time or whatever time zone it is where you guys are. And yeah. Oh, EurovisionFam.com, EurovisionFam on basically every social media site, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know other social media sites. I don't really use social media that much anymore.
But I mean, we
TikTok,
might have a couple other channels too, like on a couple other sites as time goes on. We'll see, but we're definitely going to be putting out announcements by the time things get starting to up and run, because right now this week was slow. It was slow. We're not quite back in action yet.
Augusto, I see your comment. I'm going to DM you on that site. I have something for you. So yeah, thank you so much. And bye.
Bye guys. See you next time.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oops, hold on.